Juliette, this is your daddy speaking with another, going through the emails that I've wrote your mother during the time of the orders of protection and beyond. It's the March 30th, 2018, and I'm struggling to do this because I feel very sick today. And it just reminds me that, you know, I want to get these in. You never know that the one day is going to come and you're not going to be able to do it. So I want to get these all up so that you can read them. But they'll be in hard copy and whatever. You have to realize that this email is from January 20th of 2017, and it puts a year between just about the last time I saw you. People asked me at that time, how do you stand it? How do you get through it? And he asked me, and I still out today, and read a lot of books on philosophy and how human beings think and work and why people do the things that they do. And your mother is a good person to me always, and I couldn't understand why she would do something to hurt me so much. And I wrote this one, and I entitled it "Feelings." I don't know why, but I am not going to edit or leave out or anything. I'm going to read every email I sent to your mother and everyone she sent to me, just so that you have an honest record of it. And once again, to you and anyone else who reads these can make up your own mind as to what happened. Dear Lori, this is what I have been saving up to write, a series of thoughts of events of the past year and looking forward. Yeah, it's a yearly review, yeah. My therapist was thoroughly convinced about my feelings for Juliette as I unfolded for him some of the very precious stories about things that Juliette and I did together. He said, if I had any doubt about how much you love your daughter, I don't any longer. Oddly, he suggested something that I never thought I had to do, but perhaps I should, and that is to tell you exactly 1 year later how I feel about the situation. So, if you are guessing at all, I can only use the word despondent. What happened to me over a year ago was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life. I let the love of my life, my reason for being, somehow slip through my hands. And I only have myself to blame. No, not what was said on the order of protection. None of that was true. I would be surprised if you differed as to what was true or not about that. I mean, you're not going to go back on what you said. Obviously, it would make you look bad, but of course, there's that letter that will eventually be seen. They call it the Roger Clemens defense, where once you stick with say your story, you stick with it. Although, later on we're going to see that might not necessarily have been true. But anyway, back to the email. The thought that somebody wrote me who knows, feeling I got a bad deal, that was the letter. I'm talking about the letter now. It meant nothing to me because I knew I never threatened Juliette. I didn't have anybody else tell me that what you said in court wasn't true. I knew it. However, I have that so that I can show anyone who else questions all that. I have a third person vindication. And it's a good, it's a good feeling because after I die, people are going to know that what was said in the order of protection was not true. No, it was my fault because I was too stupid and too careless and too arrogant to realize how precarious my situation was. There's no question I was backing you into a corner where you took the only action you felt you could, I guess. I was threatening to take you back to court at that time, and I guess your lawyer just made a preemptive strike. But I continue with the email. I was too self-confident that you could not have gotten an order for that easily. I still don't understand how you got that one that easily. I just don't understand how. But anyway, back to the email. Or that it could possibly stick, or that the trial would be the circus it was. I just didn't think it was possible that I could lose Juliette so easily. But you did what you did, and you had to stick with it, I guess. I really have no idea where you currently sit on this matter and what your intentions are going forward. Based on my best guess, is that I'm going to have to ride out my time until October. That, I think, is the best case scenario, even though you could stop this at any time. But maybe there are reasons you feel you can't, and I will address those thoughts, my thoughts on those later. I object to orders protection in almost every way. My saying a piece of paper won't stop a bullet was, of course, not a threat, but a thought process that the potential victim is offered no real protection by having one. And even the most militant feminist websites I research go out of their way to warn women by saying having an order protection, they are by no means out of harm's way. They just, the feminist websites, vindicate me. They say exactly what I say. And I have some newspaper clippings where the exact same phrase is used, so it's not like I made it up. We know that would not be true of me, and my very words were turned back on myself to incriminate me. I was never able to get out of that court, was I? Now, the first thing I thought, it's silly for me to give you updates on my therapy as opposed to my therapist. But then again, it gives me a chance to communicate without violating the order. With the acknowledgement that everything said here came from therapy, I could lie and just tell you what you wanted to hear. That is why I can't lie. If I were to be untruthful or deceitful, it would cost me any chance of a resolution. Now, being in the dark, I have no idea what you would even consider a resolution, or what happens in October when Juliette turns 18. So I'm going to try to appeal to you and reason with you, because I have known you for 30 years, and I know you can be reasonable, and are by no means a bad person. That is not to say that I can see the situation from your side. That will only come with communication. A thought experiment is this situation could be a mountain where we are standing on opposite sides. I see a sheer cliff, whereas your side there is a gradual slope to the top. We see decidedly different things, but we are paradoxically seeing the same mountain. Only with communication could these two opposing views be resolved. It's a famous paradox that I don't know who first came up with it, but I've been reading all these philosophers. I said, you will notice that I have not called you with updates out of the matter of respect for the awkwardness of the situation. And I didn't put in there because I was afraid Juliette would answer, and what would that mean? But I said, by writing, this means to read what I have written more than once. Like, you can read my emails more than once. You don't have to rely on your memory as to what I said over the phone. And who knew in the end that it was good to have a written document of this whole story. I continue to write, but I also have to acknowledge that I made my own bed, and I have to expect the worst. I am no longer angry. I have the energy. Revenge, bitterness, hate, none of that. I put myself in a year of hell. I would give anything to see my precious daughter again. And that ends that email. And I would continue to talk on the next email about more. So the emails get longer because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to appeal to your sense of morality. I've picked up books and read every one from, you know, David Hume, Viktor Frankl, Eric Fromm, Bertrand Russell, to the modern, and Carl Jung, to the modern philosophers, some who I've, really respected, especially Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Hurley Ali, of course, late great Christopher Hitchens, and my new hero and probably the most intelligent person on earth right now is Jordan Peterson, and I continue to read because I want to understand why people do what they do, because I don't understand why you did what you did. So I'm going to end this email. They're next few are long, so I'll keep them one at a time if they're long. I love you, Juliette. It's March 30th, 2018. 60 years old, still alive. And I hope that I see you again.